Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Yeah, you right there, Mr. Postman. Hey, Mr. Postman, look at me. Is there a package just waiting for me? Where's my box? Where's my box? What's in the box? Welcome to another episode of What's in the Box. And this episode, I'll be talking about two issues in the Continuum. It's called Enter the Continuum, a library for independent creation is born, limited edition. It's oversized 40-page premiere issue. I supported the campaign for the PDF edition, and I received it. So for this episode of What's in the Box, actually, I will be talking about two issues in the book. So before I go into the first issue, I want to remind everybody that we currently have our campaign for Cast the Crazies issue number 3 on Kickstarter. And we're trying to get to the first stretch goal. We already made goal, but we want to get to the first stretch goal of 50 backers. And if you're not aware that if we do get those 50 backers, the physical backers will be entered into a raffle to win There's Nail in My Toilet issue number 1, which is no longer in print, and I'm the only one who has inventory on it. Full color by me, written by me, illustrated by me, and lettered and colored by George Medina, with the cover by George Medina, my partner in crime. So with that said, I want to show you a little trailer of this Catch the Crazies, and then we'll start it off with the Continuum.
If you can hear me, please help us to be the best podcast in the universe. I thought you'd never ask.
All right. So that was the trailer for Catch the Crazies. Link is in the summary below. Please hit that link and be the next backer. Help us get to 50. So with that said, we're going to move on to the first issue called Reapers. And I thought this was pretty cool. I gotta be mindful that my Bluetooth is hooked up to my turn off my Bluetooth. So this is called Reapers, and what I liked about this, you have graffiti on the wall, and it was written, writer and letterer Meredith Lowen, and artist Michael C. Lanning, colorist Jeremy Kahn, and editor Nita Lanning. So this is pretty cool. I like the art style. I like the way they did the colors. Michael C. Lanning, you did your thing with the art. I thought it was very animated looking. I love the look and feel of it. So it starts off with a boy named Billy. And so now he has pissed off his sister because she apparently, another boy was giving her a hug. And, he stepped in and he did the brotherly thing. So they're arguing, right? He needs his hand repaired because whatever he did to defend her, even though she was not at harm and she was just getting a hug, busted his hand. So he's asking her to fix it, but she's yelling at him. She's like, "You're not my dad. Why did you intervene? I'm not a little kid." And they go from there. And so he has some tech stuff going on his body. And I thought that was pretty cool the way they set that up. And so now he's talking about heading over to see someone named Dollface to do some work. And she's like, well, I'm going to meet there too because I got Dollface asked me to do some stuff as well. So then they describe the Synod was the central hub for townies and travelers to relax and let loose or wheel and deal. The girls who worked at the Synod often served more than just drinks. What are you serving? Cookies? So Times were hard for everyone, especially after the loss of so many ragtop Reapers, but a few things gave Billy a sense of normalcy. And the feel of his bike, coupled with the rumble and growl of the other engines on cruise night, his ragtop family, the Synod, and of course, Darlin, which is his sister. And so they're at the pub, and of course, it reminds me like something straight out of damn, I can't even remember what that Patrick Swayze movie. Anyway, so they're there. Apparently, there's some guys at a table. They're a little annoyed that they're using this kid for the next project. So they feel compelled. It's like they're talking at the table, and he's like, they went off bookings. They went off book looking for some mystical miracle, and then they got everyone killed. And then I didn't trust the Sato plan then, and now they want to bring in the kid. And it's like, yo, calm down, blockhead. The kid is right there. So obviously something's going down. They're pissed off that they're using the kid for this. And there's Chrome. I guess it's the guy that he protected his sister from. Again, she didn't need protecting. He was giving him a hug. He doesn't even remember what's going on. He's too drunk. So there's a plan, but Billy doesn't seem to find his crew. And he's like, yo, where's my crew? And something's going down. Something's about to go down, but you don't know what it is. And they leave you at the end of this with, what is it they're going to use Billy for? Why is it so dangerous? Because they end it with Billy wanted to help the Ragtops with the next Reap and solve the mystery behind their parents' disappearance or die trying. Just that word die trying leaves you in suspense saying, what are they doing? Why does he have to die trying? Anyway, so I love the way they leave you with that little cliffhanger. I like the art style. I like the camera angles. The coloring fits it. I enjoyed this. Definitely looking forward to seeing what happens next. So you need to check it out. So we're going to go into the next book. And before we do, I just want to remind you guys that we are hosting an art contest for PowCon. And here it is. What's up, artists? Want to win some cool prizes? Well, I have a contest for you. Show us your best crazies. That's right. Draw the Cast of Crazies for a chance to win some cool prizes like a feature in the book, interview on the podcast, and some cool swag. Winners will be announced at PowCon at a live panel. It'll also be streaming live across the globe. Here's a chance for some bragging rights, some cool swag, and a feature in the book. Send your submissions to contact@castofcraze.com. All right. Send your submissions to contact@castofcraze.com if you want to be featured in the book and win some cool swag and be interviewed on Cast of Craze podcast. All right. So the next one is by the Sword. I just loved the title. I love the look of this. And again, the art is by Russ Leach, and I'm a fan of his art style. I don't think he can do any wrong. The guy's got skills with the pencil. And story by Ant Jones. And it's basically, it says, an unwitting treasure hunter stirs a ghost from the past when he finds a lost artifact in the marshes. First published in the legendary David Floyd's Access Weekly. Find out more about the talents of the creator and writer Ant Jones at lavendersweeprecords.com. And Russ Leach, it's russleach.com or Comic Book Black Belt. So, again, the color scheme's pretty dope. And that image is just fire. So, look at this. First page you open up. Bam. By the Sword. Look at this guy. Tummy. You see this guy coming. You're not going to run the other way. Yo, I see this guy coming. Automatically, I'm putting on a dress. I'm like, you wouldn't hit a woman, would you? So I'm like, that's that one thing. I'm the crazy man, and I grew up in a tough neighborhood, but that guy is kind of scurry, and I know my limits. I'm like, nah, all right, guy, you keep going. You keep going. Are you hungry? You want some breakfast? So, all right. So, starts off, Ian Black, Treasure Seeker. And basically, he's looking for, he has a metal detector. He's looking for some stuff, and he's better head back to the inn before it gets too dark. You'd better give me something tomorrow. Basically, he's annoyed he didn't find anything today. I need something from you that'll make me rich. and you see the ghost of the Viking that's standing in the distance. So he's at a bar. The guy's telling him the story about the Viking raids, and he doesn't believe it. He thinks it's all fantasy. And he says, I guess you'll have to learn the hard way. And now he leaves, and he says, it's real foggy today, kind of creepy. So, but he has his shovel, and he has his metal detector, and he's, insistent on finding something. Then he comes across the sword. It's not Lancelot's sword, but it's a Viking sword. And so he's excited. So he's like, oh, man, I'm going to make some cash on this. He brings it back to his crib. I like the lighting change. And he's being watched. All right? So next page, I guess he's just looking at it, trying to figure it out. And he starts dreaming of what actually happened to that lost soul that's actually staring at him from the windows. He wakes up, he's startled. Geez, what a nightmare. So he thinks it's a nightmare until he gets up and he looks out the window and he sees the guy outside. Now, this reminds me of Forbidden, right? In Forbidden, when they desecrate, they went into the dark forest, and the figure came and says, give it back to those that entered our, that desecrated our land, and nothing will come to you, no harm. If not, you'll be cursed. This is exactly what happens. He says, return the sword, return it to me, or I curse you to hell. And he's like, man, the sooner I get out of this place and sell the sword, the better. So he still thinks he's dreaming. He still thinks he's making this stuff, that his mind is playing tricks on him. He's at the auction block, makes $1,700 off of it. He's feeling good about himself, and he's walking down an alley, and then boom. I love this. So you got this thug. He says, give me the wallet, rich boy. I don't understand why you have to stab him. If you're going to ask for the wallet, take the wallet. Why do you have to, go that extra mile? Anyway, so there's the figures that live by the sword, die by the sword. The guy's on the ground, and he's reaching out. So I'm assuming, I don't know if he's dead or he takes possession of his body. I don't know what. It leaves you with questions. So it's the new owners is probably, displaying the artifact on, on the wall, whatever. And then he says, hey, there's a gentleman dressed as a Viking standing in our garden. So that probably answers that question. He doesn't take the body. I guess it's still the spirit. So we'll see what happens. I like the way it ends. It leaves you with a lot of questions. And again, the coloring was good. The artwork is Russ Leach. What can I say? So those are two issues of What's in the Box out of the Continuum. And the Continuum is a division of the Comics Newswire, the Comic Book Advocates, Comics Continuum. I mean, these guys, the Geek Insider, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on with these guys. They're a conglomerate, and you see their podcasts all the time. So thank you guys so much. I'm glad I backed it. Again, if you want to be featured in What's in the Box, all you have to do is DM me, hit me up, send me a PDF, and I'll get it going. Most of the time, I will be featuring Kickstarters that I backed as well. If you want to be a guest on Catch the Craze, hit us up as well. I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera. Don't forget to pledge to catch the crazies today. Pledge to catch the crazies. I appreciate you. And I'll leave you with this. If you have a Kickstarter campaign and you want to promote it to the world, here you go. Do you have a Kickstarter campaign and you're trying to figure out how to get the word out? You look online and you see the competition is fierce. Comic-Cons are slowly coming back, but in the meantime, how do you spread the word? You worked for hours creating your campaign. You post on as many social media sites as possible, trying to get the word out to no avail. Well, look no further. Why not sponsor an episode of Catch the Craze Podcast, the fastest growing indie podcast in the market today? That 30-second promo can get you an extra 2 to 3 backers or more. Who knows? Let's go. Hit the link below and get one step closer to a successful campaign.